Sharvaree.
Mm-hmm.
Pronounce it the way you do.
Sharvaree.
Sharvaree.
There's like two R's in it. So Shar.
So wait, spell it first.
Sharvaree.
Sharvaree.
Yes. Almost there. Almost there.
Do you miss home? Not when I mean home, I mean you miss your family, you miss your friends, but I mean like environment,
Definitely.
like the atmosphere, the weather. Do you miss such things like that?
So much. I've only been in the US for 40 to 50 days, but I miss India's diverse cuisine so much.
You're pretty new to the US. You're very new to the US.
Very new to the US.
So will you become an American or you are Indian for life? Or you have become Indian American. Where do you see yourself being after staying here for 10 years, 5 years? I mean, as long as you want to be.
I think I'm going to acquaint myself with the American culture, but I will always, I believe, will identify as an Indian in the longer run. Because at the end of the day, I was born and raised an Indian, so...
Yeah. But I mean, Indian culture, Indian communities are very large here. And there's something I saw. I think on Twitter, I saw on S, I saw a list of top companies in the world, and in all of them, Indians are the CEO.
Yeah.
Google Indian, or people of Indian heritage, even though they are Americans.
Ethnically Indian, yes.
Ethnically Indian, but they are Americans. CEO Indian, this Indian. Is there any correlation to? Is there any explanation to that, or that's just coincidence and some people were just smart to get some jobs?
I honestly, personally, do not believe in coincidences. I think it has to do with multiple factors. One is that, you know, again, a huge population, so it won't be a surprise.
The chances are higher.
The chances are higher.
I see.
Two, I believe very, you know, according to the stereotype that Indians are very academically driven in a way. So academics is like a huge, for most Indian students, I would say that academics is like a huge part of their upbringing.
We have a kind of a difference in Nigeria. We have some stereotype for Indians, positive stereotype if you may, but it's not really academic. But we think that Indians are medically
yes,
kind of sound, and Indians know how to use nature, you know, to do some medical magics and whatever.
So that has a lot to do with our history.
We will, a Nigerian will feel comfortable going to an Indian hospital,
doctor, right.
Indian doctor, yeah.
That I think has a lot to do with our history, honestly. So you may know that yoga originates in India, Ayurveda originates in India. All of these kind of natural body, soul, spiritual healing stuff.
India is very spiritual.
Yes, very spiritual, and so India was medically developed, even, you know, medically sound even before the British invasion, or the Mughal invasion rather, which took place centuries before the British invasion.
Oh, okay. Sharvaree. Pronounce it the way you do.
Sharvaree.
Sharvaree.
There's like two R's in it, so Shar.
So wait, spell it first.
Sharvaree.
Sharvaree.
Yes. Almost there. Almost there.
So what do you do in your leisure time? What's your sport? What's your games? What's your... How do you spend your time?
So in my leisure time, I gym. So
you gym?
Yes, I love lifting heavy circles. So Weightlifting. Yes.
Let's start with this one. You do weightlifting?
Yeah.
I don't see ladies who do weightlifting every day. That's interesting. How did that start?
So as a high schooler, I was an athlete. I'm an ex-athlete. So in general, I was very active as a kid. Growing up, as I was very, you know, very much involved into sports. It has to do something with the fact that I grew up with 5 brothers.
Oh, such a big family. 5 brothers.
Yeah. So I just have one older sibling, but then even in the extended family, it's just all brothers.
Oh,
so
I see.
Yeah.
So you'll be doing macho.
Yeah.
And you know, gymming up, weightlifting particularly is highly gendered.
Highly gendered.
And
True.
Weightlifting, if you think of weightlifting, you think of
a macho guy lifting weights.
Schwarzenegger, you know.
Exactly. Something. You think of Sebum, you think of Arnold.
So how do you navigate that? I mean, being that this is gender, don't you feel?
Initially, it
in
was
India. In India, not in the United States.
In India as well, I think there are women who have gotten into the scope of gymming largely, but again, it is heavily gendered. So if you're at a gym and only, I think 1 out of every 10 people, at least in the gyms that I have been to, only 1 out of every 10 people is a woman. So you know, it is still a highly gendered sport. But I think the way I navigate through that is, you know, kind of take the gender away from the sport, and the sport is just for your, you know.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Well, we're in a political world, so so no matter how you try, these issues are still part of us, and we'll have to deal with it.
Yeah, you have to deal with it.
So what else aside gymming, aside the gym, aside weightlifting?
Aside weightlifting.
What else do you do? Are you a movie person?
I am a coffee person, I'm a movie person. I have a diploma in Bharatnatyam, which is an Indian dance form. So
that's for us. So give us some dance steps.
Oh my god, it's a very, I don't know, it's...
I mean, I know Indians have very, very unique dance steps.
Dance steps, yes.
And Indians love party. They love fun. I mean, I have Indian friends, and you know, around them they are full of life.
Full of life and
is
color.
Is that something with you?
Yes, definitely. I am a huge. I love loud places. I definitely love loud places. I love music, and you know, Indian music and dance again is so colorful and versatile. And again, because in my middle school, I did pursue dance for a while. I completed my diploma in Bharatnatyam, which is an Indian dance form, which is again very colorful and beautiful. So yes, I do agree with that. You know, it's, I mean, Indians are very...
Okay, when you looking at all these things you do, are you a description of a typical Indian, whatever that could mean?
Very much so, I believe. Yes.
Oh, okay. So now you lived in Nigeria, growing up as a child for 6 to 8 years. That's pretty a long time.
It is a long time.
I definitely picked something about Nigeria. So having that Nigerianness, you know, whatever that means too, coming back to India,
right?
Did you change?
In some ways yes, in other ways no. So as a child, I could like comprehend a little bit of Yoruba,
okay.
But then once I came back to India, it kind of imprinted on me as a child very early on. But once I came back to India, kind of since I couldn't practice the language because there was no one who would speak with me in the language. Rather, even in Nigeria, no one spoke to me. But you know, I caught up on words, and I had like a slight Nigerianized accent. So if you would have met me like 11 years ago, I would have probably spoken to you in a very Nigerian
but I also think that, you know, there's this thing about Indians and Indian accent that is so cute and so cool. You know, when Indians speak, you just know it's an Indian.
Yes.
You could just feel it. You could just, you know, you embrace it and
very defined.
So and Nigerians will also have our accent. Even the whole of West Africa will have an accent, and we pride in our accent. So I'm just imagining Nigerian accents coupled with Indian accent.
and then translating it to the American accent. Think about that now.
There's something else I want to ask you. When Indians talk about Africans, how do you view Africans? What was the popular opinion about Africans?
You know what? I honestly feel like even in Nigeria, I never felt out of place, because Africans, just like Indians, have a very definite cultural food, have a very definite, you know, love for music and dance.
Spices, music, varieties of things.
You know,
loud
and fun people. So, I never really felt out of place. In Nigeria, if I'm being very
I lived in
candid.
Sweden for a number of years, and I started hating being loud. I don't know if that's positive or negative. I started kind of, I didn't like noise. I lived in Sweden for some time, then I went to Nigeria. Everywhere was so noisy. So noisy. I'm like, what's going on here?
So
you know?
noisy.
I kind of, I was preferring the calmness, but I didn't know why.
I think it grew on you because, fun fact, when I moved to the US, of course, we are in like a much quieter town than the bustling cities like Chicago or New York, and I am personally used to the noise and having people around.
Yes.
I couldn't sleep for the first week at all because it was too quiet. I couldn't sleep because it was too quiet. There's no sound in the background.
No cars honking.
Yeah. No,
okay, I see.
No, and plus it's like a colder region, so there's not even a single sound of the fan spinning.
Okay,
There's no
everywhere
fan.
is
Yeah, it's
calm, quiet.
It is pin drop silence after 10 p.m.
But that could make you go mad.
Yeah.
I see. Back to my question. How do you feel popular opinion for Indians who have not? Your view will be different based on you've traveled around the world. You even live with these people. For those who haven't really moved, how do you think they view?
Oh, I think so. That's the
Black
thing.
Africans.
I believe that in India, because you go around the Indian subcontinent, there's not a lot of globalization that has happened in India. So because when I was in Nigeria, there's like a mix of there's Indians, there's local Nigerians, there's Lebanese people, there's British people. So you see a lot of people of color around. But in India, you mainly see brown. There's not a lot of people of color. Globalization hasn't really penetrated into the core of India. So especially when I believe that especially when you see colored people around other than Indian people.
Yes, yeah.
You see white people, you see black African people. It's kind of they're curious, they're curious.
I see.
And there have been instances, I mean, again, these are funny instances. I think that shouldn't be stereotyped, but some people would want to take pictures with colored people at times, like a memoir.
But I think that's pretty normal because even there's a video I saw on internet somewhere in Russia, and this black African woman is moving, and people were like, they want to take pictures. It's like
exactly, because you don't see a lot of non-Indian people around in India, except from for specific regions.
Yeah.
For example, Goa. It's again on the western coast of India. To the southern region of the state that I'm from. I'm from Maharashtra, and Goa kind of separated from Maharashtra a few years back, and now it's like a tiny state that's just to the south of Maharashtra.
It's more quiet.
It's like the nationwide party place.
Oh, okay, everyone comes.
So it's very hip, it's very loud, it's all, it's the designated party place of India. And what's surprising about that place is there's like a lot of Caucasian people around. There's also a few Africans around. So that place is very.
If you from there, if you are from around there. I mean,
yeah, it's true. But then you go to the more rural parts of India, you will not find any people apart from Indian people there. So I feel like they kind of Indians in general. We generally kind of, when we see people of other ethnicities coming to India, they have like a sense of curiosity towards them, and they would like want to approach them and talk to them. And sometimes it may feel intrusive for these people who are just there to like visit the place. But at the same time, I feel like there's this aspect of innocence and curiosity associated with it. So
yeah, I mean, it's just curiosity, I guess. And I think that's beautiful. I mean, you see someone that's not like you, not like what you see every day, and you want to identify with the person in your own way. Sharvaree, thank you so much for this. Are we going to invite her again? Would you come to our channel again?
Oh, definitely. I'd love to. I'd love to come to your channel.
For you to come to our channel again, you have to dance for us. There's an Indian song that keeps... I don't know. My friends in every Indian gathering I went to, they will play this song.
Is it Jhingat by any chance?
I have no idea. Sing the chorus or let me.
Oh my god.
There's one. It has a particular dance. It's that. I don't know what that song. I will find that song.
Oh, it's Tunak Tinak. Oh my god. It's Tinak. Oh my god.
So everywhere I go, they play that song. Every Indian gathering I went to, they would play that song.
Oh my God.
And then they were like, whatever.
I know. It's like.
So you have to dance that one for us.
Oh my god.